Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A-game.
Hey. Hey, Bishop. Hey, Nicole, Malika, Kinshasa, Daniels, Just Jay. Hey, Sheep. Nigel, C. Miss Sherry. Hey, Yafe. Hey, Barry. Hey, Ebo. Hey, Eugene. I'm okay. I usually have some chit chat, but I don't have any chit chat today. Hey, Judah. Hey, Kalila. So the title, she doesn't want men to need her. I know y'all have heard a lot of women, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, complain about the weakness of men. Hey, Soul Alchemy, how you doing, sweetheart? Complain about the weakness of men if those men need her for something, or if her man needs her help or needs her assistance on something, with something, needs her help in his life. They often equate that to the weakness of that man. Have y'all heard that? Put a one in the chat if you're familiar with hearing that. If that's something you've heard, put a one in the chat. question, though, to that. If a man that needs you is somehow deficient in his manhood because he needs you in some way, why does he want you? Better yet, why do you want to be with somebody that don't need you? Can anybody riddle me that, Batman? Why do you want to be with somebody that don't need you? See, that's that gynocrat thinking. Because you think men think like that stupid gynocrat stuff. I don't need the man, I just want him. First of all, that's stupid. That's stupid. I don't need the man, I just want the man. That means I can get rid of you at any time. You don't have any value to me because I don't need you. I don't have a need for you. Just like I don't need 2 cookies. So if I kind of wanted 2 cookies and then I didn't get the 2 cookies, I ain't really tripping because I didn't need the 2 cookies anyway. And therefore, them 2 potential cookies or whatever, or even actual cookies, don't have any value to me because I don't care. Because I don't need them. I mean, okay. I didn't get to, you know what I'm saying, have the cookies or whatever. So, okay. See, I'm going to point back to something that our brother Sheep Stay Sleep talked about in his fire live stream today. When he was talking about unity is their weakness. See, they have given us such a backwards value system that we think needing each other is weak. We think needing each other is weak. We think that if we come together and unify, that makes us weak. Because we tying our fate, we tying our lives, we tying the outcome to someone else. I mean, if he need help, if he need me to help him in his life, I mean, what is that? Because human beings are social and we kind of need each other. Because it makes life easier. Because a male lion is capable of hunting on his own, but it's so much easier if he has a pride with lionesses that do that. So that he has have to spend all his time doing that and patrolling and protecting and, okay? See, we done got infected with that rugged individualism. This is how they keep us all divided and in the back. Because we think looking to my right and looking to my left to say, I'm going to add my strength to yours and you add your strength to mine and we going to pull like this. We think that's stupid. We think that that's weak. We think we getting ahead if I don't hitch my wagon to nobody. If you had, back in the day when we used horse and carriage, when you had a carriage that wasn't carrying much, one horse was enough. But if you had a wagon with a lot of stuff in it, one horse was not likely to be able to pull that wagon either at all or they were ineffective. So you would get 2, 3, 4 horses to pull one wagon depending on its weight, so that all the pressure is not on one horse to pull that weight. And it doesn't make the horse weak. You're just adding the strength of more horses. This is where we get the term horsepower. When something has more horsepower, it's more powerful. They actually still measure the power of a car in 2021 in horsepower. It's got 250 horsepower. This one got 300 horsepower. And that's considered a powerful engine. Nobody looked at the horse as a failure for saying you can't pull what's beyond your weight to pull. You just got more horses. And the more horses you had to distribute the weight, the faster you could get where you was going, because the horses wouldn't be as tired. So if you had a six horse wagon or a 10-horse wagon, that was 6 or 10 horsepower. You was getting somewhere back in the day. The horses relied on the power of each other horse. So the ones that was the fastest, you put them in the front. The other horses are going to try to run to keep up with that fast horse. So they're going to run faster. They're going to run harder. Exactly, Rodnia. The horses acted as a team. The horses acted as one horse. If the lead horse went that way, all the horses were going that way. If the horses ever became disunified, is when no one went anywhere. Because in order to get everything going, you got to get the horses to be a team. The horses couldn't disunify. That throw everything off. You almost kill the horses. The horses would die sometimes from the disunity, because one would run over here, one would run over there, one would run off a cliff, the other one would follow it. The division between the horses halted all progress. Now, I saw somebody ask in the chat, what if he need me for money? What if he needs you for money? What if he needs you for some money? What if you with this man for 10, 15 years and something like C-19 hit you and he can't work no more, but you can? This is the danger of that rugged individualism. I'm with somebody, but I'm never a team with that person. I'm sharing my life, but I ain't never no team. I'm sharing space, but I don't see myself as a unit with that person. So if something happened to him, I'm gonna guarantee it ain't also happening to me. So if something go down and his money way in the world that he should ever need me for $1 because he a man and he should be able to get it himself. This is why the marriage rate is low and the divorce rate is high. Because the concept of I don't want him to need me for nothing is the stupidest, most disunified concept I have ever heard. So something go on with my husband and the money get a little funny, I'm supposed to leave. Because he ain't supposed to never need me for nothing. Yet, he's supposed to give me all that I need. I'm supposed to get all I need from him. He's supposed to give me everything that I'm trying to get. And he's not supposed to falter in that at any time for any reason. See, we fought for equality, but nobody wants equality. Because if we were really wanting the equality that we fought for, that gynocrats fought for, him needing money wouldn't be an issue even if you took him on needing money. Because we fully expect men to take us on when we have less than them and they have more than us. We don't have a problem with that. If I don't have as much money as that man that I want, that's not supposed to matter. Because I'm a woman and he's supposed to give me that. Somehow he owe me that. But the shoe don't go on the other foot. But don't we live in equality times? Don't we live in a time where black women are readily to brag about how much money I make more than he make? So if that's the case, I should be ready and willing to take on a man that I want, that I make more money than. I should not be too reticent to do that. I should view him as just as much of a man as he view me as a woman when I don't have as much as he do. And I want him to take care of me. Actually, I've heard that a lot of times, Miss Moni, but the most recent conversation I was talking about marriage. Datorian, thank you, said a lot of women think like children. Children don't believe they should ever have to provide for their parents, but you're not a child. Queen of C, that's how my mom thinks. I'm so glad my dad taught me different. See, if we're living in a time of equality, then let's be equal. But I don't care how much feminism get taught. I don't care how much gynocracy get taught. I don't care how much intersectionality get taught. I don't care how much folks talk about wage gaps and all of this other kind of stuff. Women want to be provided for by men. We still want that. And black women will be on social media And this is a general, they ready. They ready to say, nah, we make more than black men. We more educated than black men. We got better jobs than black men. So then we have to start thinking about this logically. How did black women get to that point in this society? How did she get to a point where she was more preferred over her man? Right? And if she knows this to be true, then why is she not adjusting her expectation of that man? Well, he doesn't get the same opportunities I get. I get better opportunities overall than he does. So let me adjust my expectation and not expect him to take care of me. I might have to take care of him. But we scoff at that. Why? Because our female nature doesn't allow it. Our biology doesn't allow it. Feminism is a construct. It is not based in the truth of anything. Gynocentrism is a construct. It's not based in the truth of anything. There's no truth in it. That's why when the boots hit the ground and we actually get into these relationships, all of that feminism don't work. It don't work. It creates an atmosphere to fail in the relationship. Can I get the likes up? 130 people, 78 likes. Y'all want me to do the thumb dance? Hey, Dr. Michelle. Let's get the likes up, please. I gotta do the thumb. Come on, come on. I shouldn't have to do thumb dance every time. The illogic is astounding. I don't want him to need me to do nothing, and why he need me to help him with this and help him with that. Because you need to be needed or else you don't have any value. You either need it or you're worthless. You either need it or you're not needed. Because see, when men act as if they don't need women, this is where they get pump and dump. This is where you get MGTOW. This is where you get all of the stuff that actually bothers women. When men start ignoring women and all of this other kind of stuff, when they start ignoring, and it bothers women when they get ignored. Oh, why ain't no men talking to me? Why ain't nobody checking for me? Why? Now you're wondering what's happening. When men just extricate themselves out of the situation, now women trying to figure out what's going on. If you would crumble if your husband told you, I don't need you, get out. If he just decided one day that you don't help him in anything, get out. You don't get to go file on divorce papers on him and all that kind of stuff. He filed some for you. and bring you the paperwork and say, you know what, I thought about it. I don't need you for nothing. Go ahead, sign this paperwork and get out of my house. Now. Stat, get out now. What I do? Nothing. You're not doing anything. That's the point. You don't do anything. When I looked around, I didn't need you for nothing. So go. I don't even need you for the little companionship you provide. I can do without that. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Bye. I don't need you. And since I don't need you, I don't want you. See, again, that's that gynocracy stuff. Well, I don't need him, but I want him. Women think like that. I don't need the extra pair of heels, but I want them. I don't need the new dress, but I want it. I don't need to go to this party, but I want to. Women think that way. Women, that's a female, that's a feminine thought pattern. That is not a masculine thought pattern at all. And then we start trying to project that off on men as if they're supposed to take that on, and it's just not true. It just doesn't work. It doesn't fit. Men have a completely different way that they think about all this stuff. When they get a woman that they find to be a wife, they do need her. They have figured out some things in their life that they need a woman to do. And if we get into these relationships with them and then tell them, oh, you shouldn't need me to do that, what we're really telling them is, I don't provide any value to you. If you convince a man that you don't provide any value to him, he'll just drop you. If you start telling a man, you shouldn't need me for that. Why should I have to help you with that? I don't want to help you with that. Why I got to help you do that? Why you can't just do it on your own? You should be a man. If you start doing that, he's going to say to himself, oh, she don't really add value to me. That's what she's trying to tell me. She's trying to tell me that she's worthless to me. I do not need her insight. I don't need her feminine energy. I don't need the intrinsic and internal things that she actually adds, because there are parts that my masculinity does not cover. There are parts that she has that I don't have. So I want her to fill in those puzzle pieces for me. And if we as women start convincing them, oh, I don't fit them puzzle pieces. Those little blank spots, I don't actually fill those spots. Yeah. You shouldn't need me to fill them spots. He go, oh, okay, yeah, I don't need you to fill the spot. Bye. Well, what you mean, bye? Thank you, Jerome. So I always love the content, sis. Yeah, tell these bum bras the shop of simps has gone out of business. Thank you, Dark Power, for the cash out. See, we can't. Thank you, Kev. When women say, I don't need a man, men say, okay, and keep going. We can't be convincing these guys that we don't fulfill a value. Because women through feminism have already demonstrated that not only does she not add value, she adds a threat. The more threat she has, the less value she provides. The more value she provides, the less threat she provides. And the women, because of this feminist age that we live in, thank you, Dilly, this feminist age that we live in, we think providing a lot of threat and a little bit of value is supposed to net us the same outcome as when our mothers got married and she provided a lot of value and a little threat. Darian says, cap. That's what we really got to understand. Feminism got us out here looking real dumb and actually telling people that our womanhood and femininity doesn't have any value. Dr. Michelle said, a man uses several things in his vetting process to determine a woman's value, including using the 4 T's. He knows how she will serve him and his vision. Exactly. Got us out here looking real stupid in these streets. Saw a man put in my comment section under one of my videos just recently, said he was trying to hold the door for a woman, and when she got up to him, said, don't treat me like a woman by holding the door. Don't treat me like a woman by being chivalrous to me. Because in our minds, due to the backwards value system, women no longer value being a woman. A woman is synonymous with weak, stupid, helpless, codependent. We don't want to be them things, so I don't want to be a woman. We out here talking crazy. Don't treat me like a woman. Well, treat you like what then? What should I treat you like? Because if I start treating you like a man, you gonna turn back into a woman and call them boys. No wonder y'all like tea parties so much, because they get to be both when they want to be. They get to be a whole hard leg when he get ready, and then he get to be a soft leg when he get ready. That's why y'all like them tea parties. That's why y'all praise and worship them tea parties like that. Want to wield the threat that this society has given you as a woman, while at the same time trying to tell folk that you don't want to be a woman because being a woman signifies weakness. Dr. Michelle says she has to daily demonstrate her value, stay consciously executing her value, and keep striving towards excellence. Continuous growth and development in each life value is the secret sauce. It definitely is, because striving for excellence is ongoing until death. There's never a point where we reach perfection and we don't got nothing else to do. But y'all like them tea parties, because them tea parties give y'all hope that y'all too can be men when you want to be and women when you want to be. Haven't we understood that it has convinced us that we don't even want to be women? That it has turned us against our own biology. We don't like none of the traits of being a woman. We don't like none of the parts of our nature. We don't like none of that stuff. It gave us a false warped view of what masculinity is. in a black woman's mind, a man, if he's a real man, quote unquote, he ain't never supposed to need nothing from nobody at no time. Ever. Am I right or wrong? That's the consensus. It don't make no sense. But that's what black women will say out of their mouth. If he a man, he should never need nothing. He should need no help. If somebody helps him, then he's weak because he wasn't able to help himself. He shouldn't have no feelings. He shouldn't react to nothing or anything like that. He's a robot. If he display any sentimentality or, you know what I'm saying, no, I don't want to do that, or I can't do that. This is actually something I can't do. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Now, if he show up as a machine without no type of emotions, he's emotionally detached and he's emotionally unavailable, now we unhappy with him. He don't never say he love me. He don't never take me nowhere. Nothing like that. Now you distraught because he's supposed to have some emotional intelligence when it comes to what we want out of him. That's what he's supposed to have. Emotional intelligence when we want it. Would not be able to tolerate a man that never showed no emotion ever. I would never be able to tolerate such a man. I would never be able to do it. Actually, you can, Miss Money. Can tell women that. Can tell women to take care of themselves until a man picks them, then turn that off and become a dependent housewife. Yes, you can. Women depend on men anyway. We depend on them anyway. Whether that's a man personally in your vicinity or you depend on the systems that men created. Because the first thing is we supposed to be a wife anyway, whether we married or not. That's what they mean by wife material. You're supposed to be a wife before a guy comes along. That's the problem. See, the original way that it's actually supposed to go is why our marriage rates are the way they are and our community is the failure that it is. Because the reality is your father is supposed to be providing the leadership for you until a husband comes along. And if you don't have a father, then you need to have put yourself under some type of spiritual, some kind of system that brings order to you. So you can understand how to operate in order. So a woman needs to cultivate her ability to follow, just like a man needs to cultivate his ability to lead. He don't just turn on leadership when he get a woman. If he don't know how to lead, then he don't know how to lead before the woman or after the woman. Similarly, a woman that don't know how to follow doesn't know how to do that whether she got a man or not. She can't turn it on. She has to be cultivated in followership. Just like a man got to be cultivated in leadership. A woman that can't fall into followership after getting a husband is a woman who is a bad follower anyway. She's a bad follower regardless. This is a woman that don't take instructions well. She got a problem with authorities. She got a problem with bosses and stuff. Folks that come tell her that she got to do this and got to do that. She got a problem with it. Whether she reluctantly do it or not, she got a problem with that. She had a whole problem with it. This is what we lost. This is what we lost as black people, as black women. This is what we lost. We think we can get a husband and all of a sudden become a wife. No, he's choosing you because you were a wife when he met you. Thank you, Ebo Sosa said black women don't understand that all her ideas about marriage were given to her from another people's nation. She responds to situations according to what she's been taught. Exactly. And we're not looking at it. We're looking at it from a pseudo-masculine perspective. We're not even looking at it from a feminine perspective because we got taught how to treat men and how to act around men from other women that couldn't keep men. Your mama and your grandmama and your auntie single. And if they do got a man, he a simp. He a noodle back. He do everything that woman want him to do. And she not happy with that. Because women aren't happy with that. We don't even like men that can't put things in order. We don't even like them. But the gynocrat in us can't stand a man that can put stuff in order. Because if we get with a man that know how to put everything in order, that means he know how to put us in order. We think we're exempt from coming under order. We think we're the exception for the things he puts in order in his life. If you're in his life, you're going to have to be in order too. The man that never puts you in order is the man that don't got no order in his life nowhere. He lives in complete chaos. Because a man that's got good leadership, that puts his affairs in order, that the people that interact with him the most got to be in order before they interact with him. If you are in his life, you're going to have to get in order. Order in court. You have to get in order. He's not going to tolerate you not being in no type of order because you're going to have to get out because you're bringing chaos and trouble. You're being trouble. You're being a threat around him. And he don't need that. He don't have time for that type of negativity in his life. At all times, women need men. It's an uncomfortable truth for a feminist. It's unpopular for anybody to think that or say that. But at all times, women need specifically these things out of men. At every instance of her life, at every stage of her life, she needs a man's provision, his problem solving, his protection, his procreation at all times. She's either getting it direct from a man she knows, or she's getting it by proxy because the society provided it. See, the feminist doesn't think that she needs a man for provision because the job market is open to her and she can go get a job. But that's only because men constructed the society to be that way. 100 years ago, you couldn't do that. You need men for problem solving all the time, because when you can't do it, you're going to call some man somewhere, or you're going to utilize a system that a man created in order to get them problem solved. Because when women come together to solve problems, we got an issue doing that, because problem solving depends heavily on foresight, and women don't have as much of that as men do. Protection is something women always hollering about. Because if we could protect ourselves, act effectively, then a man coming along couldn't intimidate us. If he came along in our vicinity and acted strangely with us, or he seemed threatening to us, we would not be that intimidated by it, because I'm just as capable of protecting myself as any man. Naturally. Whether I got a weapon on me or not. Thank you, the underrated, says Sister Crimson Cure. Keep on the truth. If I was able to defend myself naturally with just my hands and my wits and my physical strength as effectively as any burly man, then a man coming in my vicinity would not intimidate me. Especially if he comes around, he's acting strangely, or he's acting sporadic, or I'm not quite sure what he's on, but I better keep my guard up, because if he comes over here with that flim flam, we're going to have a problem. See, the men in this chat room understand that. If a man comes around them and he might be acting or moving a little funny, his guard is gonna go up. But I guarantee you he don't feel the same way as I would feel in that same situation. Because he's going to feel at least somewhat confident in his own ability to protect himself. I probably could go toe to toe with this dude. Yeah, I'm bigger than him. Plus, I got my little piece on me. Yeah. If he come over here with that, we gonna dance. We gonna dance. Women don't think that way. I don't care what the gynocracy said to you. If you're standing at a bus stop somewhere, by yourself, and some strange man comes stand at that bus stop with you, I'm on 10. Because I know that if he pull anything, I'm out of there. I know that if he pull anything with me, I'm out of there. Now, I'm going to fight and scrap. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to do what I can. She is from Chi-Town now. She is from the West Side now. So, we ain't going down without a fight. I'm going to fight for my life now. You get to threatening my life. Now I'm going to fight for it now. You ain't just going to, yeah, I'm going to fight for my life. Now, you know, I have to straighten my dress out. After we do that and, you know, try to become a lady again. But I'm going to fight for my life. But I might not make it. And I might not make it because he had a full foot. A full 70 pounds. And more testosterone than I have ever had in my life. And I'm not any match. I'm not his match. Even if I had a weapon, I'm not guaranteed to be able to do anything. I do not have the same confidence as if he were a woman or if I was also a man. When we were on the trip in Charlotte, when I went to see my A-game brethrens, Sheep and Ronan and BJ, I was constantly protected. When I was walking with them in the mall, they surrounded me on all sides. Now, because I'm from Chi-Town, my head was on a swivel. Okay, when you come from places where they just shoot randomly and run up and do people up randomly, you learn how to put your head on a swivel. You learn that you cannot be oblivious when you're outside because you got to watch your back. But that's just a habit that I picked up from my environment. But what it was that I really didn't need to do that because the 3 men that I was with were doing that. They were doing that naturally. Not because I demanded that they do it. Not because I paid them to do it. They did it because they're men. They were in the presence not only to protect themselves, but they were in the presence of a female, a feminine one. So they automatically, that came out of them. We protect what is feminine and what is beautiful. Am I lying, brothers? Thank you, Glue. So I noticed them. Their head was on a swivel. Yeah, we talking, we chilling, we kicking it, but I saw them eyes. I saw the foresight, see a little altercation happening, you know, way down. I'm keeping an eye on that. That guy right there was just arguing real loud. Watch him. Because if he come through with that flim-flam, this gonna be problematic for him. Because we out here, we chilling, we got our sister with us. We not dealing with none of that. If anything had got out of hand, you know what they would have done? We gotta go. We gotta go, sis. Come on. And you know what I would have done? Okay. We leaving? Yeah, we leaving. We gotta go. Cause no, I don't even like the way that's looking right there. I don't even like the way that looks. Look like it's gonna be way more trouble than we willing to deal with or want to deal with. Now, we'll deal with it if we have to. That's what sometimes women don't understand about men. They're not displaying cowards unless they're not displaying cowardice unless they're cowards. But men have to be practical. They have to be tactical. That's the purpose of sizing up stuff. That's the purpose of the foresight. This is more trouble than I'm really willing to deal with. And if I can avoid this level of trouble, I will. If I can avoid this level of threat, I will. Now, if I can't, then we had to deal with it. If I can't avoid no matter what, okay, I'm thinking, how can we get out of here with the least amount of issues? Or we ain't gonna be able to get out of here without no issue. Okay. Listen, ladies, talking about some, I don't want him to need me for nothing. This is stupid. You want him to need you for something? Stop trying to convince these men you ain't got no value. They already believe you. Let me go ahead. I usually, I'm going to try to avoid. Because, see, I would have made this a ask me anything if I was going to avoid, if I was going to pay attention to the chat. But you can't do that, right? Because you have to make it a call-in show if you're going to address stuff. Okay, Kendra? Okay. Stop convincing these men that you don't have any value. Because if you convince them that you don't have value, they believe that. And then they act on it, which is what men are doing now. They acting on the stuff that gynocrats have pushed for the last 60 or 70 years. We don't need you. We don't want you. You can't do nothing for me. I can't do for myself and all of that good stuff. And he believe you now. This is where you get men. This is where you getting, if we live with you, you gonna have to pay half this stuff. Cause I don't take care of grown folks that don't need me. So if you grown, you going to pay half the stuff in here. You going to pull your weight. And women don't even like that. I'm 50-50. Why I got to do that? He weak. Why he need thank you, Ron? And say they claim not to need us for anything, yet boldly claim to be the prize. Edgeless oracle babble. Exactly. Why he want me to pay? I ain't trying to pay half the bill. What is he, broke? No, I ain't broke. You just gonna pull your weight. Since I can't tell you nothing, I can't lead you nowhere. You want to be a separate unit. You don't want to be a unit with me. You want to maintain independence while being with me and married to me. Okay, well then, you gonna maintain some independence with that money. You're going to put half on his rent. Can I pay the whole rent? Sure can. Not going to. You grown. Remember? You don't add enough value to me in other areas to make me provide financially for you all the way. Your womanhood is lacking too bad. You're going to pay some of this rent to make up for it. To make up for some of that masculinity you rocking. You're going to pay some of this rent since you want to be a halfway little man. You want to be a halfway little man, you're going to pay halfway man stuff. I don't want to hear about how much of a woman you are and how much is a man supposed to take care of you. No. Don't want to hear it. You're not going to get to keep your money in your pocket, all your money in your pocket, and spend it with that other Negro that you have in here when you think I'm at work. When you think I don't know. Then play broke when it's time to come up with half that rent. No. You want to live in a better area? You want to brag about making more money than me? You want to brag about having a better education than me? Put that money up. Or else I don't want to hear nothing about your money. Well, what I bring to the table, you know, I got 6 figures. And you gonna buy me something with them 6 figures? I gotta buy you something. Well, then shut up about your money. Shut up. Don't nobody want to hear about them little funky tools and fuse you got rubbing around in your pocket. You ain't gonna spit it on me, so shut up about it. Come over here telling me about what little money you got. I'm going to make you spend it. Because if you come over here with that money and I tell you, oh, well, yeah, you do make a good $60,000 more than me. Yeah, we'll just live off your dime. Then you'll look at me like I'm stupid. Thank you, Walk. You'll look at me like I done lost my mind. I ain't taking care of no grown man. I ain't taking care of no grown little man either. Ha! Boop! Boop! I don't take care of grown men either. That's why you got to pay 50%. Because he don't take care of other grown little men that argue with him every day. You a roommate. You want partnerships and you want opponentships and all that kind of stuff. You a whole roommate, little dude. You just a dude that I can, get something from sometime. It's weird, but you a little dude though. Salami Swami, thank you. It's impossible for a woman with any proficiency in any field to show respect to a man. That's why they want 50-50 from you, because you come up to them like a little dude. I got this kind of money, and I got this kind of car, and I got this kind of house. Okay. So you advertising to be a roommate. Okay, we can work that out. Doing that just because he broke. And you know he wasn't doing it because he was broke, because he was paying all his bills before you got over there. He pay all his bills. He ain't behind on his bills. He would take care of himself before you got over there. But you came over there with all that foolishness. So now you got to pay up. Because you're not coming over here with no femininity. You're not coming over here with nothing that I'm looking for from a woman. So I'm going to start looking for stuff from a man. You either got feminine stuff or masculine stuff to offer me. And you came over here without offering me nothing feminine. So therefore, you're going to have to put up something masculine. Money. This is the type of stuff that we dealing with. Y'all women want to know why these men are acting a certain way with you. Because they're not getting femininity out of you. Men want women that depend on them. Because it is within his nature to start providing stuff for her. If you come and say, I don't need you and I don't want you to need me, that stops him in his tracks. It tells him, I can't give her these 4 things. I can't provide nothing for her. Not financially, not spiritually. I can't give her my masculine life. I can't give her my leadership. I can't give her nothing because she don't want it. If I try to problem solve for her, she gonna say I'm trying to control her. So I can't give her that. If I try to protect her, she don't want that because she don't like no rules and regulations. I try to procreate with her. That's the only thing she might do. And then she feel like she got the rulership on that. So I may or may not get anything like that. So it stops him in his tracks. Now he can't give you nothing. Because you just told him that you don't need the essence of his manhood. And if you tell a man, I don't need your manhood, I don't need the essence of your manhood, then he ain't got nothing to give you. He gonna leave you alone. She don't want nothing. She doesn't want anything from me. I might as well smash and go somewhere else. She might want the D. I can give her that. It's the only thing she accepts. If I try to give her anything else, she rejects it. Try to solve problems that she come to me with, and then she don't want the solution because it require her to make some sacrifice, or it require her to do something to participate in the solution. She don't want to do it. I try to protect her through prevention, not being an attack dog. But she want to go out there and be trouble and then call me. I'm not going to do it. And just ain't nobody trying to go through all of that foolishness. It's too much. You know what you want? Oh, what you want these men to be doing? He shouldn't need me for nothing. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Don't want him to need you for nothing. That's so silly. Men want to need us. They want to need us. They want to. That's the part that feminism drove out of your mind. That they actually want to need us for stuff. They want to have to look to us, to the parts that they don't have. And they don't have that feminine part. And they want to look to women to give it. But if we are stuck, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You got a list of stuff you ain't about to do. All of it is feminine. What's the point? What's the point of getting with you? What do you have that any other gynocrat not offering? That box? Nobody care about that. A used box and a hard head. Don't nobody care about that. You got a used box and a hard head. That's what you got. A bunch of trouble and a bunch of threat and a lot of mouth that you don't use right. A lot of pushback on everything you say. Don't nobody got time for that. Especially a man about his life and about his business. He ain't got no time for that stuff. You can get it right on about his face with that. Right on up out of his face with that. Y'all better understand it. These men about tired of y'all. You and your masculinity. Masculination meal. They believe you about being a man, little man. That's why he wants you to pay up. Because you a dude. You pay the toll. Since you can't pass these 4, you owe me. Like Nas said, pay me back like you owe your rent. Like you owe me. You owe me. You owe the toll. You pay. Make him crawl. You pay. You got to pay me to deal with you. At this point, this is how ridiculous it is. This is how it's done. This is how low it done got. You pay me. That's why he wants you to have some money. Because you're going to pay him today. Shoot, you going to take me out. You going to pay me. You going to buy me my next box of A game. So if you need to pay a toll and he need his next box of A game, this is how you get back in his good graces. You go down into the description box and you hit the link for A game at agameherbal.com. You go ahead and get you your 10% discount using the code Kendra10. Get back in his good graces. When he get the box, he might look at you favorably. You get back in his good graces with this. Until the next time you pop off at the mouth. But for now, you go get him a box of awesomeness. Redeem yourself. You can't take it. This is a male herbal solution, not a woman's herbal solution. This is for men. 21 herbs, no artificial ingredients, nothing like that. All jokes aside, he'll thank you because this addresses his vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido. So definitely thank you for this. So guys, go ahead and become part of the A Game family by purchasing your box. Ladies, you got men in your life that you care for, have them to join in the A Game family the same way. Hit the link, purchase them a box of awesomeness. It'll be on its way to you ASAP. Okay? I want to thank everyone for coming through, for the super chats, for the cash apps, and for the conversation. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.
Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.